Bloodline of the Mouth, Part 2, The Table of the Kingdom. At the Last Supper, Jesus didn't simply pass around bread and wine to comfort his disciples. He revealed something eternal. He said, "This is my body, and this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins." But it wasn't just about forgiveness. He made it clear, if you eat and drink unworthily, you bring judgment upon yourself. Paul echoes this in 1 Corinthians 11, warning the church that he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. That's not a warning to the world, it's a warning to the believer. This meal, this communion, is not a tradition, it's a spiritual testimony. When you eat that bread and drink that cup, you are saying, "This is the bloodline I speak from. This is the body I live in." And if your heart is not right, you're speaking a lie with your life. So again, your words, your spirit, and even your participation in the Lord's Supper, all of it cries out before God. And Jesus didn't stop there. He said something in Luke 22 that most overlook. "I appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom." Wait, where's this table? Where is this kingdom? Many people think the kingdom of God is somewhere far off in a future age. But Jesus said plainly, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. Let that settle in. The Last Supper was a declaration of kingdom citizenship. It was a covenant meal where Jesus was handing the disciples the keys. He wasn't just saying, "I love you." He was saying, "Live from me. Speak from me, feed on me. Let my blood be your life, let my words be your words. And let the kingdom start now inside you." When you take in his blood spiritually, you are taking in his identity, his spirit, his testimony. And just like Abel's blood cried out from the earth, your spiritual blood, your life, your words, your table, all of it cries out to God, either in faith or in condemnation. And here's the deeper part. When you live in this kingdom, when Christ is in you and his word flows from you, you don't just carry a Bible, you become a living testimony. Your life becomes the evidence of the blood you drink and the word you live by. You're no longer just talking about Jesus. You're speaking from him. So yes, the kingdom is with us, but not everyone living in it has the right to the table. Many have approached the table and drank damnation because their heart was not right. The table is holy because the bloodline is holy. And if your words and your spirit do not match the covenant of the blood, you're lying with your lips and your life. But here's the grace of it. Jesus still offers that cup. Even knowing Judas would betray him, he offered him the bread. He gave him the chance. And he gives us the same, not because we're worthy, but because he is willing to make us clean. So examine yourself, not just your actions, but your words, your motives, your heart. Because if Christ is truly in you, then his spirit, his word, and his kingdom will be alive and active in everything that flows from your life.